So, I see you received the free ticket I sent you. I'm glad. I did so want you to be here. You see, it doesn't matter if you catch me and take me back to the asylum. Gordon has been driven mad. I've proved my point. I've demonstrated that there's no difference between me and everyone else in the world. All it takes is one bad day to send even the sanest person alive to lunacy. That's how far the world is from where I am. Just one bad day. You had a bad day once. Am I right? I know I am. Why else would you dress up like a flying rat? You had a bad day, and it drove you as crazy as everybody else. Only you won't admit it. You have to keep pretending that life makes sense, that there's some point to all this struggling. God, you want to puke. I mean, what is it with you? What made you what you are? Girlfriend killed by the mob, maybe? Brother carved up by some mugger? Something like that, I'll bet. Something like that. Something like that happened to me, you know. I'm not really sure what it was. Sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes another. If I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. My point is, I went crazy when I found out what a black, awful joke the world was. I went as crazy as a coot. I admit it. Why can't you? I mean, you're not unintelligent. You must see the reality of the situation. Never mind baseless accusations involving weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East. Do you know how many times we've come this close to World War III over a flock of geese on a computer screen? Do you know what triggered the last World War? An argument over how many telegraph poles Germany owed its War Department creditors. Telegraph poles? It's all a joke! Everything that anybody ever cared about or valued or struggled for, it's all a demented, monstrous gag! So why can't you see the funny side? Why aren't you laughing? I know what you'll say when you get here. You'll say if we carry on like this, we'll just end up killing each other. That it doesn't have to be this way. That I can be rehabilitated. That you can help me. It's too late. It's far too late for that. You know, this situation, it kind of reminds me of a joke. See, there are these two men living in a lunatic asylum. And one day they decide they don't want to live in a lunatic asylum anymore. So that night, they climb onto the roof of the asylum and they can see before them the roofs of all the buildings in the city stretching out before them into the night, into freedom. All they have to do is jump from the roof of the asylum onto the roof of the next building and they're away. The first man steps back, takes a running leap, and he jumps over the gap. He's free. But the second man, he daren't take them easy. He's afraid of falling. The first man happens to have a torch on him. He shines it around. He finds a beam bridging the gap between the two buildings. And he says, if I shine my torch on this beam, you can see what you're doing. Cross over and join me. The second man says, what? Do you think I'm crazy? You'll just turn the torch off and I'm halfway across.